There was a point in time where another friend of mine, we kind of became partners and we worked together all the time. And so that meant, we were walking out the door at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work, and we were coming home oftentimes at 6 o'clock, 5 to 6 o'clock at night. So we were spending all these days working together, having conversations about God, all these things that were going on. And then there was another thing that began to happen. They began to have a bunch of the people began to get together, and every week they would plan a meal. And at that meal, people would get together and begin to talk about the things of God, uh, talk about the things that God was doing, testify of those things. And I look back on that because I will be honest, in my early Christianity, I was slightly competitive. And they would break out the board called Risk. I love Risk. Okay, I'll just tell you, if you don't know what Risk is, it's my joke, faith is spelled Risk, or you can just play it. And so I love Risk because it's about taking over territories. But we did this on a weekly basis. We got together and we hung out and we ate good food and we spent a lot of time together. And then through a series of circumstances, that kind of went away. Without getting into the details, it kind of went away. My wife and I and our children, we ended up going to another fellowship. And so, because of the work that I did, I felt like God wanted me to do something special. So I began to hire people from probation and parole. So I had ex-cons that would come work for me. They work with me, and I would share the gospel with them, and I would share the love of the Father with them. And there was a bunch of uncanny and amazing things that happened. I can tell you this. We began to move some of those people into our home. Here we are, blended family, lots of kids, lots of young kids, and now we have ex-cons living with us. And I'd like to tell you these ex-cons were misdemeanor ex-cons, but they weren't. And they became some of the greatest people in our lives. To this day, the majority of them that I'm aware of are in some degree of ministry somewhere in this country.